Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie. Soto and Chad here, and we are on episode 10 of the 200 Movie Challenge. 10! So 10 weeks, Soto. We've done this for 10 fucking weeks.
It doesn't feel that way, but then I look at the list and I'm like, I guess I have seen a lot of movies this year.
We have, and I've been loving it. I've been reliving some movies from the past, things I wanted to see. We made it to 40 last week, 40 different films. And actually, well, by the time this gets on YouTube, it'll already be up, but a fun little video of our top 40 and quick segments from that. Check that out. But before we get, I love the randomness of the views on our friggin' channel on this thing. Because, again, we just put it up. We don't care. People watch, they don't. Like, we get 7, 8. But then Wallace and Gromit yesterday, we're over 100 on that. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe
How
people.
random.
I think it just hits. It's like the Northman. It just somehow hits the algorithm. So I'm I'm curious at the end of the year what might be the top. If anything could beat the Northman for our standards. But I know, because it'll be out a little longer. But yeah, it's been a fun ride, and I definitely have enjoyed going back and forth of, watching movies. Kind of like the old days. Kind of like the blockbuster days. You know what I miss? I just miss, browsing through movies, seeing what I want to see. And that's how I treated this week. I'm like, I don't know what I had no plan going into this week. No plan. So I pop on Netflix Monday. And I'm like, let's just see what catches my eye. But then something happened, Soto. I noticed a film that you recommended to me, and it said leaving Netflix soon. And I didn't want to look up the date. I'm like, I have to watch this. I have to watch this now. I know we both joked about waiting maybe together because you have a Russell Crowe movie and this is a Russell Crowe, and we were going to do it the same week. I'm like, I can't take the chance, of next week it being gone. So I didn't see the date. I'm like, fuck it, I'm watching it now. And that movie, which you already know, is The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and your favorite guy,
Mr. Gosling. Yes,
Ryan
Mr.
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Ooh,
He's dreamy.
he is dreamy. Yeah, so this movie came out in 2016. Obviously, you recommended to me, but before I get started on my thoughts, Soto, why? Why did you think I should see this movie? I know you kind of brought it up before, but what made you think when we were just talking movies?
It's funny because it'll tie into, what I saw too, but it's a great. I was surprised by how good it was, and I'm surprised by how kind of slept on it is, but I think mainly what sticks with me with that movie is the chemistry between Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling's characters, throughout the movie, and that really made me laugh, and it just felt like there could have been more movies based in this universe, especially the way that it kind of ends. And I think it's just kind of a slept on little like sleeper of a classic, at least for me. And definitely a movie that I'll be putting in my collection. So yeah, that's really why I recommended it, because it's free. And, I feel that if you haven't seen this movie and you have the opportunity to, give it a shot. If you like PI movies with a mystery, with two leads that have really great chemistry, I think it's a perfectly awesome movie. So,
and yes, I kind of went into it blind, outside of the fact that you mentioned it was the chemistry between these two that you liked. So I was like, all right, I didn't know much, and obviously it starts off, it says like 1970 whatever, and then this kid is steals his dad porno magazine. And then this actress in a car just comes flying out of nowhere, crashing. And I'm thinking, oh, is this like Russell Crowe or Ryan Gosling when they're kids and they're going to grow up? I'm like, no, this is actually part of the major story. This kid does not appear in the film ever again. But yeah, I did love Ryan Gosling. I mean, I loved them both. You're right. The chemistry between the two works. I actually loved Ryan Gosling's daughter. know her
Yes.
name, but that actress and that character at first, just, you don't think she's going to be as a major part of this film at first. You just think, oh, he's just kind of not a bad dad, but just he's got too much on his plate. But she's a central part of
Right.
the story, and she works. Like, I don't want to say she saved the film, but she made a lot of scenes better. And it
Oh
was just
yeah. Oh yeah.
hilarious. And obviously, being a father, I think about my daughter. I'm like, when she was a teenager, would she have done this shit? Probably, but I did, and I mean, there's not much I'm going to add that you don't already know for the people. Yes, they start off, they're both investigating in a weird finding, a missing person. I already forget her name, like the main actress, or not the main actress, but the main
Mhm.
point of the whole story. And they're kind of against each other at first because they have different priorities. But then Russell Crowe needs Ryan Gosling, and when he goes to kind of tell him that, there's that bathroom scene where Ryan Gosling's pants are literally down because he's taking a shit, and he's trying to, he has the gun to him,
Yeah.
but he can't. Like, that scene is hilarious. It is perfect, and I am dying laughing. It's just a lot of little scenes. Yes, I wasn't expecting that, nudity in this. I guess I didn't really pay attention to what rating it was, but I was like, oh, okay. But it does,
Mhm.
obviously, this whole thing deals with, like, porn, because
Mhm.
it's about a porn actress and about this video
Yeah.
they don't want to get out, but her mom kind of is just who's somehow running, like, I forget, like, she's not running the CIA, FBI. Like, is she a governor? I kind of forgot what she was. Kim Basinger.
I think so. Yes, that's right.
But,
Yeah. Forgot
she
about
doesn't
that. But
want,
yeah.
like, the info getting out. So you're right. I mean, the story's a little crazy, but this movie is just basically Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling being a funny pair. Definitely a funny pair. Um, I,
Dude, so funny.
it is. Just Gosling being drunk and doing things like he goes swimming with the mermaids. And then he falls off the balcony, and and then he's trying to explain to Russell Crowe like how he got there. He's like, did you just fall and find this body? He's like, well, I kind of slipped. I was wet. Why were you wet? Well, I had to ask the mermaids the questions. Like, you think about this logically from his point of view, it's just hilarious. So, it is a lot of funny scenes. I did laugh a lot more than
Let's
I
go to
expected.
watch it again.
It's worth it. It's definitely worth watching. And yeah, it's sad
Because
that
like
it's leaving.
Russell Crowe's like the straight man kind of, and he does a
Oh,
great job
exactly.
being like the straight heavy, and then like Ryan Gosling's just like the fuck up, and his daughter's like, "You're a fuck up, dad," and it's like just again the comedic timing. Even thinking about it, you talking about it, man, it's making me laugh so much. I want to watch it again.
And Keith David's in this too. He had a small role in this, and
Yes.
I was just like, oh, because obviously I go back to one of our very first Rotten Tastes, Men at Work.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a fun. I don't want to say buddy cop because it was, but it's close. It was just, I don't know what more to say. It was entertaining. I
Hmm.
definitely laughed. It probably was something I needed. I wasn't expecting to watch it this week. I'll be honest with you, Soto, because I was just like, maybe I'll just watch some dumb movies. Let's just see what pops up. Hence why, like I said, the browsing was happening. I
Hmm.
just, and I'm glad, I went with this. And so I was trying to figure out where to rank it. And I did
Hmm.
laugh. It's definitely in my top 10. I'm trying to pull it up now. I forgot where I put it. Oh, yeah, I put it at number 9. So
Hmm.
I put it right under Les Miserables and right above Affair to Remember. We're getting hard. It's getting harder and harder with these rankings. I will tell you that right now because it's like, what do we enjoy, what we don't. But I just felt if you want a fun laugh, this is it. Just don't take it seriously. There's a lot of
No.
craziness, and it's a lot of '70s feel to it, which I liked. I loved it so. But yeah, I think now it's in my top 10. It's at number 9, and
Hmm.
yeah, you know what? This is definitely something. If it was on TV and I had nothing else to do, I would watch it. It's and that should tell you something when we want to watch a movie again. You said you're going to add it to your collection, so I
Oh
do.
hell
I
yeah!
love Ryan
It's
Gosling.
definitely a movie. I mean, definitely a movie I want to add. And to your point, it's just a fun movie to put on. It's got that kind of I don't know, like so the irreverence of the '80s movies that we used to watch, right? Where it was just like two guys just riffing off of each other, and it had a decent enough plot to kind of hang those jokes on. And yeah, I'll definitely be adding it to my collection. So
But you're right. This is something where I mean, if they wanted to, they could definitely do more. It's like a little bit like the Lethal Weapon, just the odd pair, but they work well
yeah,
together. And
right.
yeah. I mean, again, it's been a while since I've enjoyed a Russell Crowe film, which, coincidentally enough, though, I know I saw one in the fall. So, which I hopefully you will see. We talked about this scene Unhinged.
Yes,
But,
Unhinged.
his route of his career just was like, I don't know. I don't know if he's making comeback. Then again, I've just not watched a lot of movies because, yeah, this was 2016. So this is good. And I've slept on, later in life, Russell Crowe. So he was great. Ryan Gosling's always great. But yes, that daughter, that actress, she definitely made a lot of scenes because she was just playing it with a straight face. You're right. Dad, you're a fuck up. Just it's who you are. So
That was great. I love that shit. It was awesome. I'm
but
glad you liked it.
I did. It was, it was definitely a good suggestion. And, like I said, if you need to laugh, you'll laugh. I mean, if it's your type of humor.